On the one hand, I am unhappy with myself, but on the other, I love her. And I kind of finally couldn't resist. Very briefly, I am a minimalist. I do try to not buy anything I don't need. I'm not perfect, but I try. And on about 3 or 4 other occasions, I came so close to buying the Diane Funko Pop. And I was good, I didn't. And then a couple of days ago, I rewatched the last episode of season 5 of Cheers. I won't spoil it in case you haven't seen it. And I was a mess. And I bought Diane. And while I feel a bit guilty, I'm also very much in love. So this will just be a very brief unboxing, overview, close-up of the Funko. And honestly, I have to say she doesn't really look like Diane. She looks very generic. If you showed me this Funko Pop outside of the box and I'd never seen her before, honestly, I don't know if I would have guessed that that was Diane. But nevertheless, I know it's Diane. That is enough for me. So here we have the front of the box and the side. We'll take a look at the back in a moment, but it's not too bad a packaging. Front design there, and of course we have pop number 795. There we have the back. We do have Sam, which looks okay. Norm, which I do have, and Norm does look like Norm. Woody looks like Woody, but I think Cliff, out of all of them, I think Cliff is probably the most recognisable. I do think it's strange that there's no Carla, especially as I feel like Carla would be a very recognisable pop, and I really wish that there was a Rebecca. Kind of heartbroken that there isn't. Also strange to an extent that there isn't a Frasier, but there is a Frasier Funko as part of the Frasier TV series, so can't really complain about that too much. Let's take Diane out of the box. She certainly looks pretty cute. And there we have a close-up. As you can see, the face just looks so generic, and the fringe isn't full enough. That's not a Diana fringe, I will be honest. I'm generally always really impressed with Funko. They have such amazing designs. But Diane has a very full fringe, regardless of whether it's a full fringe at the front or if it's swept to the side. It's never as spiky as this, so it's not ideal, but nevertheless, it's not too bad. I'm going to move her a little bit further up out of the shadows so we can see the colours a little bit better. The colour choices are not too bad. That's definitely a colour Diane has worn before. I think she looks pretty cute. It makes perfect sense that she has a book. She has little pens in her pocket. The design in general is not too bad. I will say, contrasting to the front, I think they've done an amazing job with the back of her hair, the back of the apron. I like the details there. The back of the hair definitely is a lot more like Diane than the front. And there we have her side on for anybody who wants to see that angle. I didn't notice. We have a kind of shift in the tone of the colour of her hair. Actually, in real life, that's not as obvious, but at least looking through the screen here, it does seem quite obvious. I don't know if when I upload this that'll be the case, but it does seem like her fringe is a different colour to the rest of her hair, but in real life, it's not as apparent. You can see there that her hair does actually turn around, so you can put her at an angle if you want to, which I think is actually quite cute. I actually quite like that. Do I regret buying her? No, not at all. Do I think it's a good likeness? No, not at all. I really don't. But that being said, I know it's Diane. She's going to sit on my desk. She's going to prove some inspiration and basically kick me up the butt if I don't do enough writing. And I love Diane tremendously. And honestly, this just melts my heart a little bit. Visually, she may not look fantastic. She may not look like Diane very much. But at the same time, I still say she's pretty cute. She gets the job done. And as much as it does make me a bit of a terrible minimalist, I don't regret buying her. And I have to say, I definitely will treasure her. She may not be an amazing likeness to Shelley Long, but I still love her.